that was something. All right, welcome back to another episode of Knicks Morning Koffee. Today we get to smile just a little bit. After that game last night, you're supposed to beat them, but in this case, we can't take nobody lightly. But 77 points in the first half. That's saying something no matter who you playing. And then 140, for the game. That's the most they put up probably in how many years? I don't even remember.
I hate to say it, but Elfin Payton gonna come back on his toes now. You seen how Derrick Rose was
listen
quickly. It almost seemed like we had legit two starters in the game, like at all times.
Well, yeah, that's what that. Yeah, they gave us point guard pressure that we've been asking for a long time. The way they both came in and pushed the ball, and then Derrick said that in the pregame, and he said I'm not accustomed to starting, so I've been the starter all my career. So it's not that kind of pressure, but and he said his job is to push the ball. So and that's what he did. Like he put the defense back on their heels. Now I don't know what that's gonna mean for when Peyton come back, but for that one game, he did his thing. Like he did more than what we could ask him to do.
He did exactly what anybody could want. You hit your shot, so you kept the defense honest. So now they gotta guard you because you're trying to pull it. And then not only you put like a lot of pressure on those big men to try to defend the paint. Now it pulls them out. So I know there was a couple of times, I don't remember if it was Quickly or Rose, where even what's the center? He got a couple shots in.
Noel?
No, not Noel.
Their center?
Our center.
Nerlens is our center.
No, the other dude.
Randall?
What's the other dude? I keep forgetting his name.
Gibson.
Gibson. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't forget his name, but he got a nice couple of looks.
Yeah, because
I think he missed one, but the fact that he just opened because they can't even lead the paint.
Well, I was more impressed with the spin move he did because he was one-on-one with a guy and they threw him the ball down low.
But I seen him do that a couple.
And he put a nice drop step. Yeah, but that's that's encouraging. But then hey, how about Frank?
Oh yeah. Frank, I ain't gonna lie. I was happy to see it. I was mad that they didn't put
Rivers. I thought maybe he, that would have been fair.
But Frank,
look, Frank came in with that attitude that stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
At first, I was like, oh man, I called you real fast, like it look like his feet ain't there. They just, what's the name? Was just busting him. But yeah, I was happy.
Yeah, and then Burke found his pre-injury touch. And he gave us that, and maybe he's starting to come back into that, like when he started the season before he got hurt. So that could be a little lift right there that we've been searching for. Noel, he did his thing as a big man. The way he held it down, and I like the way that when he was, that going straight up to block the shot and they're not calling it. So we finally I think for the first time in years, we starting to get some breaks. We still some bad calls. But we starting to get breaks that the Knicks ain't never got in a game.
Well, we don't got players that the league just don't dislike. We don't got them kind of players right now.
Well, yeah, that's why too. I kind of like when we go on the road because now we got so many people who meant something to their teams on other teams. So now when we go on the road, we not like, before we go on the road, we had like a lot of our young guys that we drafted, so we didn't fare well on the road. So now when we go on the road, it don't even bother me. Because we got guys from everywhere and that played pretty good, everywhere. And then even Bullock showed up for me a little bit, knocked down some threes. Still could have some more, but I'll take that game. And then they got to figure out how to sustain these leads. It's hard in the NBA to sustain the lead anyway.
Well, they got to be consistent. I know they always say practice when they play this good, and it translates. So I want to know what in practice happens when they just not hitting no shots. What's the plan B or C? That's what I want to see. Because usually if we not hitting no shots like that, we're not winning.
But it's the way we not hitting. Because I think, plan 1A, really got to be moving the ball. When you're not just hitting, when they trying to go mini one-on-one, when they move the ball, they get like last night a lot. They get good shots. And when they stop moving the ball, you get occasional one-on-one from Rose or Randall, but when they're not moving the ball, they don't shoot the same. And that holds true for a lot of teams, but our team in particular, because we don't have like a devastating one-on-one player, like that, other than maybe Derek when he's on.
And you know what last night proved too? And I'm going to say it now.
Oh.
We got Quickly and we got Toppin.
Mm-hmm.
So, was it that bad that we didn't pick up Halliburton? Now, he was killing, but...
I mean, see, everything is hindsight, because
we could have used that, but that's all we would have got.
Quickly is practically one of the top 3 rookies right now, so he went 25. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Halliburton would have been, so many of them would have been nice. Mm-hmm. So just looking back, like Obi hasn't been unlocked yet, but when he do, now you got 2. And even still, the way he's not playing, you still got 2, because his name is just going to ring bells right now just for what he did in college. So the Knicks, we don't have to look back on no pick that we didn't make in this draft, because we already see what Quickly, he has that James Harden effect. You know what I mean? Those guys that get under your skin, the way they, like, I hate when James Harden get fouls called, for him, the way he lunging himself into people. And Quickly doing the same thing, and I love it.
Quickly remind me of the dude from Atlanta. The Spanish dude, what's his name?
Trey?
Yeah, Trey Young. That's who he remind me of. Like, that style of play. I feel like we got
it. He got some similar, he got some similar.
We got like a taller Trey, like.
Yeah, but if he could shoot like Trey, I mean, he's Quickly's a great shooter.
Look at last night. If that was consistent, couldn't say he wasn't.
Yeah, no, I mean, I ain't got no problems with, Trey.
I mean, that last night, that was different, because he's been playing good, but I ain't seen that. Like, that looked like he year 2.
That's why I said last week.
That was almost rookie of the year play if he do that every night.
Yeah, he do that every night. Yeah, he do that every night. He definitely,
rookie of the year.
He definitely rookie of the year. He do that every night. But we don't see the other guys. We just see highlights of the other guys. All right, so let's
Nah, but it's the impact. You can do it.
Oh no, he got he got a great impact for us.
You take Quickly off the Knicks now, I don't think
we the old Knicks.
Like that. Yeah,
we the old Knicks
don't
again.
Look like that.
Yeah. All right, the NBA East standings. As of last night, 7 teams separate 10th place through 4th place by 1 game. 7 teams. So right now we stand in 6th, tied with 5th, half a game out of 4th. So, that's why these next few games is going to be pivotal for us, because you want to stay, you want to stay in the hunt. Like, we had 2 5-game losing streaks. Right now we can't afford it. The early on winning gave us a cushion for when we had those losing streaks before. But now things are just so much congested that you can blow yourself, way out of the water where it's harder to get back in.
Well, we putting our trust in the players now, because the players are saying, so we clearly seeing that coach is doing a good job. So now this is where I'm gonna say, Derrick Rose, are you the guy that we think you are? Randall, are you the all-star that everybody sees that you are? This is where now the players gotta be hungry, because the coach only can do so much now. After this.
Yeah.
Like, after y'all play like that, y'all gotta be consistent like that.
Yeah. Yeah, because all the coach can do really to me right now is make the adjustments.
Yeah, he
because
can't get y'all to hit
there
shots.
was even situations where he'd leave people in too long, or somebody in case like Quickly could have came back in the second half a lot sooner, just because he was hot.
I mean, at one point I thought he was in there way too long. Like I feel like they like.
Because Derek had it going too, so you could have paired them again. I know you're trying to save, being that you was using Frank, and you still got Rivers. I think he just tried to keep them separate a lot in that game, because they're both playing point guard. Yeah, but I mean, when they're both hot like that, put the double pressure on.
They both hot like that. Remember, they both was playing like they was getting this. Like at one point, Randall kind of. I like that, so that's what I want to see more from Randall.
Yeah.
Randall kind of moved out the way this time.
Yeah, and
let him do it. They looking for RJ more. RJ bullying his way in. So, like I said, I
there was a sequence in the third quarter I noticed. RJ was out on the left side, and he pretty much was ISO'd out there, but Randall was close, and then RJ was trying to put his man, set him up, and then Randall was just like yelling for the ball, and then something happened with some kind of call or something. But those are times that Randall gotta like, you know what I'm saying? Like take your man all the way out to the corner and let RJ do his thing.
Well, that's what happens when you get good point guards. Like we said that, like if you get good point guards, when you get the ball, you gotta make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So Randall and if them two can like figure it out, which I think they're getting there. If them two can figure it out, then it's a lot better. Then you may only need one more guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you never know.
Well, my theory is the three. We can get back into that too later on in the show. But my theory on that. All right, so yesterday there's a podcast, and we'll just tie this into Knicks trade rumors. Sports Vibe TV. I don't know if you ever seen that one. I watch them sometimes. Two brothers. They good. I like, they're like more informative. So they's making a case for Zack Lavine, because how I felt about Zack Lavine. I always felt he was a good player, not somebody that would move the needle for me. So they was, I was listening, I was like, okay. And I said, damn, it's the same Zack, because I never put Zack in that category. So they was making a case that he could pair with Randall if the price is right. So then while I'm listening to the show, I had to write the guy's name down, Sam Nutman, because for some reason we was going back and forth, and this is one of their listeners, about, because he was praising Zack too, and then one of his questions was, well, have you seen his stats? So I always looked at Zack as a guy that could score a lot of buckets, but then that was it. It was no impact to it. So then I said, you know what? When I finished, I said later on, I said, I'm gonna go back and look. So then I said, damn. When I look, then I was like, wow, he shoots like he took a lot of shots a game for between 20 and 25, but the percentage was between 45 and 50. So then I said, let me go back and look at how many games is he doing that for, and then it was like through the month of February, it was every game except, I think it was every game. So one game he only had 16 shots. Every game he shot close to 50%. Scoring almost 30 points a game. So then I
like Zack.
Yeah, so I ain't never look at Zack as a person to carry a team, but now I'm gonna have to start paying attention to that.
Yeah, so but what Zack Lavine is like all they got. So,
they got little pieces right. You don't talk about a guy that get a lot of shots on a bad team. But
so I'm not saying like the management right now for the Knicks, we praising them, but then looking at our team last night, what do you want to give up now?
Well, that's the key.
You know what I mean? Despite what we said about Randall in the beginning of the season, Derrick Rose getting there, we like that move. We got Derrick Rose for nothing, which I've been saying. Like, make moves like that. We keep looking at Zack Lavine. If you got to give a block for Zack Lavine, what can you get better than him?
Yeah, but see, that's key. Like but see, that's where I mean, as much as I was impressed by not just the scoring, but the scoring with the shooting percentage, because that's what I like to look at. Because I mean, you can be on a bad team and take 1 million shots to get 30, and then even they talked about last night during the game how 20 points back in the day automatically make you an all-star. Now, if you can't get 20, which is true, and you remember how 30. Well, you don't remember that, but I come from a time where you get 30, 35. That's like an unbelievable night. Now 50 is 60. Nobody's even batting an eye.
Well, defense was way harder back then.
Well, not just defense. Now it's more shots. I mean, a lot of things go into that, but just like more shots to be taken because they speed the game up. And then I was watching something on YouTube the other night, and they was taking players from the 90s era, like Allen Iverson and Gilbert Arenas, and they was putting them in this era with the way they played and how many more shots they would get. They broke it down nice, and what they would add, so their numbers would be, because they was more efficient. And so their numbers would have been crazy if they played, right now. So that was a good breakdown.
Well, if they played right now, they would look like Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade played like Iverson to me. He dribble around, run around. If he get in trouble, well,
that's how Dwayne started. Then he perfect his game a little bit.
And then you got a couple big men down there. If you shoot or miss, they gonna go grab the rebound. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Hey, I was here now.
Oh no, you forget it. But I don't know what I would. I know what I wouldn't give up for Lavine. I just know that him and Randall to me are in the same. Because Randall's always been pretty much 20 and 10, but it hasn't been an impactful 20 and 10. So until now, so that's why I always put Lavine in that category. So that's why. But I was listening to and one thing about me, it's never hard to change my mind. I'm not totally sold on Lavine as that guy, with or without Randall. But I'm starting to look at him a little bit different because of the shooting percentage, the longevity this year of the shooting percentage.
I want Zack Lavine. I think we talked about this a while ago.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about Zack Lavine and also Ball. But to get Zack Lavine, I feel like is a stretch. Because, what Zack Lavine, I think, is that good to go on the Knicks and will make a more of an impact.
All right, so here's
Randall by himself. This is the thing with Randall, right? I think he need to get to that point. He's getting there that he really moved the needle and the deciding factor the Knicks is going to win or not. Right? Zack Lavine with Randall right now, it helps because there's two people that can, do a little something. It's not like they both superstars. Randall just got into the All-Star line. I'm not completely sold on Randall.
Well, that was one of the things.
Randall getting there, but I'm not going to sit there and jump on the bandwagon like I knew Randall can do this all along. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait and see. He need to show me something. Like I need to really be sitting there on the couch and in Randall I trust. It's not like that for me right now.
But it's it's getting there for me. Like
it's getting there, but
yeah,
I'm a Knicks fan, but I don't jump on bandwagons.
No, it ain't even bandwagon, Joey. Because for some people, but if you think about our early show when we first started last year, and when I was talking about Randall, and when we got him, what he could be for us, because he had the skill. Now, it didn't pan out last year, but it's panning out this year. Like Randall came with the skills. Okay, and I compared it to Pascal Siakam last year, if you remember, and the way he put his team on his back. You know what I'm saying? Like they not out. Like they'll take a superstar, but they're not out there looking for another superstar because they believe in him like that. And so for us, I felt last year Randall could be our guy. It's just that Mook came in and just took it over, and all the spin moves, the things that Randall was doing, seeming like he didn't care, like it didn't affect him. But now, given a chance under Tibbs' system, look how he's developing. So the only bandwagon for me would be now leaving him as a starter, because I really wanted him as a sixth man or paired with a star, which we still need. So what he's doing, to me, he was already capable of doing. Now he was a high pick too.
Yeah, I just want him, when it starts getting crunch time after All-Star weekend, I want him to kill these other All-Stars. Like, don't just be out there playing, getting your little 20. Nah, I want you to kill these players. So how Melo was killing LeBron, even though LeBron the GOAT, Melo was killing LeBron. I don't care what y'all say. That was the deciding factor of the Knicks winning.
So we're gonna jump down there since we're already on that subject about Randall and this All-Star thing, because after the All-Star break, the schedule just ain't kind to us at all. We have to get these games now before the All-Star break, just to get a little bit of a cushion. I think we got 3 or 4 more. Detroit twice. They're the last team in the league. Even though for us that don't even matter, because anybody can come in and beat us. But after the All-Star break, the first 4 games, we played the top 3 in the East. And if I'm not mistaken, they on the road. Even though we're not a bad road team, but we got Philly and Milwaukee and the Nets on the road. So how we end this All-Star break can determine a lot of the confidence going into afterwards. So, and then to make matters even more worse, when I was looking at the schedule, towards the end of the season, we got to go out west for 5 for the top teams.
So this is what I'm saying. Randall we trust. So now if he comes
but this is where
I'm not gonna put it all on Randall. But what I'm saying is, if y'all get blown out,
but even just Randall,
this is what I'm saying.
No, but even just even just Randall, that's not enough when you playing Milwaukee, Philly, New Jersey, or New Jersey, Brooklyn, back to back. Even Randall ain't enough because it's gonna have to be somebody stepping up, and it's gonna have to be somebody else. Like it's just no way you can put that on one man.
Yeah, the rumblings are Randall is that player. We're not saying that about Durant. Durant go play these hard teams. Well, they got Durant. LeBron go play these hard teams. Well, they got LeBron.
Yeah, but look who they got.
Kumbo play these hard teams.
But they got just as equal players on their team, though. I mean, you can't say Durant.
Who the Bucks got? Antetokounmpo. Like
what? Middleton and them guys, they've been doing it since they've been in the league.
Right, so Middleton and all of them really that much better than when they played? This is what I'm saying.
Listen, we talking about as a team.
I'm talking about
even though we beat them before.
Bucks are having a heart attack if they lose Antetokounmpo, right? So they gave him that max. They ain't care nothing about no Middleton. They ain't care. So what that tell you?
No, they signed. Yes, they did. They signed Middleton to a big.
They get to the playoffs and get smoked.
Crazy contract.
Middleton ain't enough. They get to the playoffs and get smoked.
But they're a better team. You got to admit that team wise.
We played last night. We played them like that. They not beating us.
Well, we don't. Yeah. Well, we beat them like that. Remember, the 130 something that we put up in the past early in the season was against Milwaukee.
Oh yeah, that's
the 130. So that shows that we capable. We talking about now. It's not like we're on different sides of the fence. What I mean is that Randall, 3 out of those 4 games, we can't put that all on because technically Randall's our star. But he's not Durant. He's not the Greek freak.
That's all I be
He's
saying.
not right. So and then what's behind them guys? I mean, Harden and Kyrie is behind Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? Look at Philly.
I know,
Harris
I agree.
and Simmons is behind Embiid. Like we don't got that.
Yeah, I agree. I ain't gonna lie. We not beating.
I'm not saying we not beating them. I'm saying that we have to come with our A game plus. Like our A game is not going to be enough to sustain that because what's saving us right now is that everybody's playing everybody. Yeah, so they're knocking each other off. Because look at Boston. Boston started out to be of the elite, and now they get knocked down because they running into them same teams. But everybody's shown that they could be beat. And all I'm saying is we need our A game. But we need plus our A game.
Yeah, even the Lakers lost 4 in a row.
Without AD, and this is to me why they probably should be kicking themselves about Kuzma. Not to be talking about another team, but if you allow Kuzma to be able to handle the ball and do what he was already doing, you have that other option to hold you down till AD come back. But they don't have nothing.
Yeah, I feel like the key to winning is multiple starters, and then who really looked that scary.
Yep.
Like you said, the Celtics. Does he really look that scary? Middleton, do he really look that scary? Now the Nets look scary. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We in New York. I'm just gonna say it. That's Durant, Harden.
Yeah, but to other teams we don't. But to other teams we don't look scary. What they probably think about when they playing us is that one, defensively, we're gonna play for 48 minutes. And then on the offensive side, they know what people like what Randall is doing, okay, with quickly. And then now you add Derrick Rose. They know what the Knicks can be capable of, so that's what they planning for. They're not,
we don't look scary.
We don't scare nobody on paper.
We don't look scary, but what I said I want to look like them Denver Nuggets and Atlanta Hawks and them teams that they don't look scary on paper, but for some reason they are killing teams.
Yeah, but but the Denver and the Utahs, I mean those are some great offensive teams, but I want to be better than that.
Yeah, I want to be better than that.
Yeah, they're just going to win a lot of games and then not go anywhere. So then that leads to like something got to be done. Like something's gonna, unless everybody else raise their game. Let me ask you this: do we have to make a move? And if we can't make a move, who do we got that can raise their game to take us to that level?
So who do we got?
Yeah.
If we don't make a move, I feel like
let's go with make the move first. What legitimate move could we make realistically to get us to go to battle down the stretch?
I mean,
because they talk about Ball, they talk before about Buddy Hield.
So that's the thing with Zack Lavine. He wouldn't have been enough. I think we would have had to do something with Elfrid Payton to see if we could have got Ball or something. Because clearly, there's not enough like point guards and shooting guards and not enough big men you can have. Because one, the virus, two, the injuries. Like, we don't have enough. So, yeah, we look like we got 2 starting point guards, but now look at our big men. When we go up against Embiid and Philly, it's going to be hard on the big men side. When we go against KD and them, it's hard on like the guard, that like small forward. Like
see if our guards are on like Quickly was last night and Burke was last night, you can sustain that against the Nets. You know what I'm saying? Because the Nets not going to lock you up.
Yeah, we don't got
now especially if you got, and we got to assume that Mitch is going to come back healthy. Because now, even though Nerlens, has been a starter in this league before, and even with this kind of the kind of confidence that Nerlens now is gaining, that even when Mitch come back and he get in foul trouble again, it's like, just sit down. Now when you get 2 fouls, we don't got to wait till you get 3, Mitch. We can just sit you down right away, and then we know that Nerlens is going to come in there. Now I think we should get another big man off the bench, and not put that kind of pressure on Gibson, depending on who we playing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I said Tyson Chandler would have been good.
Yeah,
and that could just pick him up.
That deep ball 3,
like I said,
can help us.
They don't got to get nothing too crazy for me to be satisfied. They got to try to get another D Rose. Like, just go get them players that they just want to part ways with, and it just adds to our team. It doesn't hurt because like Kevin Knox hit his shots last night, but somebody might win. So. Don't give away
Frank made a case for himself. But I
think we need Austin Rivers and Frank. Like, there's a couple of things that, like, if you're not going to get better, then don't even do it. Like, don't just get traded. Right. Because Frank, we need somebody to play that defense, and he's the only one that got them long arms that get into the passing lanes.
That really understand one-on-one defense.
What we're missing now, too, is, like, playing against a lot of these teams, we don't got that hard-nosed in-your-face when we had Morris. Morris wasn't having that. You ain't just running through the paint and running.
Well, that's why. That was the only reason why I wanted to keep Kid Gilchrist. Is for that reason. He can go up there and pressure the person with the ball. They're not just walking into their set or walking into a shot. Just that offensively, where would you put him unless you're running? But we still need that type of a defender. I mean, Bullock can do that. I don't know why. Since we got him, he, can't get in somebody's grill like that. But I'm like you. I don't want to give away our other guys because we don't got too many guys until we win. Until we win something, we don't got too many guys. Like we need more consistent scoring. And I don't want to just throw Peyton to the bench because for the value that he do have. But looking at Rose in that starting lineup, depending on what mentality Rose going to come with every game, he could be one as a starter though. He could be that player that we added. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, again, with some practice time, they would have to work in where everybody's going to be. But the way Rose came out, that confidence he came out with the ball in his hand, that bode well for us. But on the flip side, the shooters got to be on point, because he's going to be able to penetrate at will. So Rose can be that other guy if we don't make a move. But I think that will only happen with Rose if he's the starter.
Yeah, I think they just got to do something. Like Elfrid, Knox, the ones that we like. Elfrid, we just know. To me, his whole demeanor is just dependent on what everybody else is doing. So Elfrid, if we can get somebody for him, Knox. Who else we had over there on the bench? I was gonna say Ntilikina, but the way he ready. Not like he wasn't ready. Yeah, we don't have to, and again, right? Unless somebody's gonna. How much money do you really even gotta give Ntilikina? But to me, the shooter that you will need, because you need a consistent shooter, a big man you could find off the scrap, right? Just to fill a void. But you need a consistent, and to me, a 3-man, a consistent shooter in the 3. For those type of things that we need, you don't have to give up. Like most, you had to give up is a player and maybe second-round pick. You don't got to give up because you're not bringing another all-star right now. That's just not happening. Unless somebody just
cashing it, unless somebody just cashing it in.
And this is what coaching. I mean, a player is gonna do what they gotta do, but quickly is shooting. I don't care. Burke is shooting. Who else is shooting like that? Rose is hitting the shots. They need to be practicing hitting those shots and being ready. And how Taj Gibson was setting them screens, that need to be.
Well, this is my thing too. Even with Burke, because Burke is taking way more shots than Bullock. When Burke comes in the game, it should not just be that the ball is just flowing his way because he's such a good shooter when he's on. Let's direct the ball his way so he gets those shots. So when he spends those 6, 7, 8 minutes, they're meaningful minutes. Like last night, he just happened to be. Now, at one point, they were looking for him in that shooting streak. You know, he had like, 20 or so, 19,
Burke
24.
Keeps the defense honest because he hits the shot and
yeah, but I want to see that we're doing stuff to make sure, like we did last night in the fourth quarter. They was making sure, even Randall, that Burke was getting that ball for his shot. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it easy for the shooters to be able to shoot. That will carry us for the 5 minutes at a time. And then when Quickly comes in, and he is hot, put the ball in his hand, and then run the plays where he get the open shot, not just have to always rely on stepping back, or trying to pump somebody in the air, and let it flow. Those could be the difference if we don't bring in another person. We exploit the guys that we got and the talents that they got, which is really something that other teams always do.
We drawing a lot of fouls. Like I said, if RJ can hit his shot and keep them honest, and we can just hit our shots in general and keep them honest, like they can't hold us when we go to the hole for some reason. So it's either they gonna get in foul trouble and start pulling out people like Embiid, because he's gonna get tired eventually of trying to guard, because we just flying past our man.
Yeah.
Take you D Rose, he's hitting that little mid range. Now Quickly started shooting that mid range. You seen that he's not doing the floater so much.
Yeah.
He'll shoot that little midi. So if we can do that, yeah, we got a chance. Now it's just consistency. Because if the Knicks can consistently do that, I say leave the team alone.
But that's how it's good. That's how that is going to come, by us putting those in our repertoire. That's where that comes from. Quickly likes to come off the right screen, and then either, like you say, he pulled up last night or get in. Let's set that up for him. I remember back in the day with the Lakers, with Magic and Byron Scott. The Lakers ran. Getting 170 in the first half. That was nothing for the Lakers. But when they looked kind of stiff, and Kareem was moving right, or Magic always set up Byron Scott. Like that was like his, set him up right there off of a screen corner. Byron, like, give me 4 or 5 of them threes in the corner, get our lead up or catch up, and then let's go back to playing the way we play. And that's how we got to attack the same thing. Let's run. Let's let Randall do his thing. But when we need them timely buckets, let's run those for Burke and Bullock. Let's run those for Quickly, and just elevate our team and get our points back to where it need to be, and then get back into our regular offense. But you got to have some other go-to things, almost like cheating on the test. You throw Byron Scott the ball in the corner, that's 3, no matter how you look at it. So let's start taking advantage of those type of guys that we got, and do those little things to cheat and get them points on the board. So the Knicks are looking good, but the second half of the season, it's gonna be a head scratcher on how we tackle.
Listen, don't jump the gun.
No, I ain't gonna jump the gun, but we have to. Yeah, but we have to.
Just the fans, like, don't jump the gun with Randall. Let's see what he do.
Nah, we have to. No, we gotta. It's not gonna be Randall. Randall gonna give us, on a good or a bad team, this is what Randall's gonna give us. Now the impact part is when he dishing that ball out at the right time, because sometimes he'll wait, and then the guy's knocking it down. But no, we go as Randall go. We go as Randall go. Like, good, bad, and different. I just want to talk about some other stuff right quick before from some of the comments from last week. But first, Joey, day before yesterday, whatever it was, I'm watching a different show, and somehow I got back and forth with a guy. He's a Nets fan, J. Will 44. I'm going to remember that because the way we were going back and forth, because he started out on somebody's show bad-mouthing the Knicks, and then somebody said, well, don't they got a Nets show? Which I thought was funny. So I threw my 2 cents in there. So we were going back and forth, and I could tell that he was an older guy by the way he was talking about the Nets. And so I said, then you're really a Knicks fan that you were just frustrated of the Knicks not winning, so you jump ship. But it was a good back and forth because it reminded me of being in the bar arguing with, the Nets fans in the bar, or, I'm a Jet fan arguing with the Giants fans, or arguing with the Yankee fans. That's what it reminded me. It was all in fun. No shade, no, he was making his points for the Nets, and I was making mine for the Knicks. But it was just to me, it was just a fun thing to do, because usually the Net fans, they just troll, and then, but I thought, that changed my mind now with some of the Net fans, because it was just it was funny. Like, I was laughing, as I was typing, because I said, the guy, like, you're not even really a Nets fan. You're a Knicks fan, you're just frustrated. So you're going to the Nets. So, but that was a good I think it was Knicks Fan TV that it actually came off.
People go Net fans only because the jersey black.
All right, so then, of course, one of our regulars, Brian F., he said last week that he noticed that we didn't take every team seriously. And that's true, because one thing with the Knicks, we play down to the competition, but we're not good enough to play down to the competition. Like, we got to come out against everybody like they the number one team in the league.
Yesterday, that was the first time we played a bad team.
Well, we
blew them out.
Because imagine, even those, like, I want to be able to say 2 more wins. Well, we did beat some teams they thought we would lose to. And we right there with the pack. So for every team we probably should have beat that we lost, there's somebody that should have beat us. So, but just think, maybe 2 more wins. We sitting real good at 4. Maybe 4 more wins. We solidified in 4. But then a lot of teams, could say that. Then my man, Sidney Vass, Scotty, he says if we make a move, it should be Lavine, and maybe we won't have to give up too much. And then that's the dilemma. If a lot of people seem to be on Lavine, but how much of that is he worth? Like, if he's worth it and you're going to give up something and you can ride with him, because I remember somebody else saying the other day, Lavine is like Randolph. They're both escalating together. No, we can't have that. Like, if Lavine's supposed to be a star, then he got to come in as a star. There's no trending upward. You already got to be upward. Like, we can't give up anything for somebody that might sustain how good they're playing. They have to be that. So, but I feel the thing, with Lavine. And then New York's Knicks work. Coach has to start loosen up his tight restrictions. Yeah, because that costing us a little bit, because he's riding guys too long, and you got to get, somebody's hot, you got to get them back in there, and even with RJ, if RJ don't got it, RJ got to sit down, and like the end of the game that we did lose the other day, the RJ and Peyton missing those end of the game free throws. Why were they even in there? Knowing that it was a game to go back and forth, why were they even in the game, knowing that they can't really hit free throws? So, but we play a game with tomorrow. We got Indiana. I know we got Detroit twice, and we got the Spurs before the All-Star break. So we got a great chance of finishing, at 500, hopefully above, but we'll see what the second half take us and take it from there.
Yeah, try to get these wins. So
yeah.
When you play these hard teams, it doesn't take a toll on you.
All right, so everybody, please, like, comment, and please subscribe. And like. We're not getting a lot of likes right now. We'd like to see that go up. And we also like to congratulate Randall on the first All-Star game. And then hopefully, many more to come for him. All right? Peace.
Peace.